Today, my mom and I are transforming 10 plastic pumpkin buckets into genius fall home decor. We're a DIY mother-daughter team, and today we're each transforming 5 plastic pumpkin buckets with materials like denim, drywall mud, lace, even leather trim.
Some ideas are a little crazy, so let's see what's going to work.
Okay, first off, we're going to use an old pair of denim jeans for this pumpkin transformation. I'm going to start by cutting off the bottom hem, and then I'm using a quilting ruler and, what's that tool?
Oh, rotary cutter.
Yeah, that word. I get so, I can't think of words, guys. I'm using a rotary cutter to just make this super quick and easy, and I'm trimming the pieces to about 2 inches wide by 24 long. And in all, I cut 2 legs off of a pair of pants, but I think I ended up using maybe just 1 leg, a little bit more maybe, for this entire pumpkin. Okay, and this is gonna be super easy. We're just gonna use a hot glue gun, and I'm just pressing the denim piece into place, and we're literally just going to be wrapping this around the pumpkin. It is gonna be done so quick, and it's so easy to do. So no rhyme or reason on how to do this. It's kind of fun to switch up different shades of denim if your jeans are a little bit worn, but yeah, there's no right or wrong way to do this, and it's just easy to do. Okay, now we're gonna use these hem pieces that we cut off, and we're gonna use these to make the little rib sections on the pumpkin. Again, we're just gluing this on with hot glue, and I did 6 of these, but you could definitely do more if you wanted to section it off a little bit more.
And I think this is exactly what makes it look like a pumpkin.
Yep, me too.
All right, I've got some ideas for things we can use for stems that are a little bit unusual. I've got this box bin that I have old knobs and all kinds of just weird pieces, So just looking through here, I'm wondering if an old vintage brass doorknob could be cool.
Way fun.
What else? This is a spool that got cut off. We've used
to a chair.
Parts to a chair. These are old kitchen gadget handles.
Cool.
So I think we'll find something in here that'll be fun to use. Oh, look, I even have finials.
Nice. All right, I loved the look of this brass color against the denim, so I'm gonna use this old doorknob for the stem for this one. Isn't that so fun? And then I'm just gonna put a couple of leaves on here to dress it up a little bit. I just cut these out of fabric, and we'll tie a little bit of rope on here, and I think this is adorable. So easy to do and super cheap because you already have denim jeans lying around. I know you do.
And I think it is so cute too.
Okay, so this step is completely optional. For some of the other pumpkins, we don't want the jack-o'-lantern face to be showing, so we're gonna use some drywall mud to fill in the face. We're gonna let that dry overnight so it's nice and dry, and then we're gonna give it a light sanding.
All right, we got to do a little sanding today, so I'm gonna throw on some gloves because I don't want to ruin my manicure. Just had them done last week and they still look so pretty.
As you sand your pumpkin, just make sure that you sand some ridges in those areas so it still looks natural.
All right, we are ready to give our pumpkins a coat of primer so that all of our little projects are gonna stick and be fabulous.
Yep, so let's get this done.
Okay, my original plan for this pumpkin was to cut out these little medallions from this vintage lace and glue them around. However, I have discovered that I'm not going to have enough. And so I need to come up with a different plan. So I went looking through my stash of lace. I picked up this lace while I was on a vacation at a vintage store, and it was like a bag of it for $2 or something. It was really inexpensive. So my thought is to take these different strands of the vintage lace, and I'm going to glue them this way, following the little ribs of the pumpkin and then alternating the different types. And then I'm still going to use the medallions, I think, around, this is going to be the top of my pumpkin, and then I will put a cute little stem up here, but kind of use the medallions up at the top.
For the last piece of lace that I'm going to put on my pumpkin, I chose one that had a pretty double edge on it, so it will kind of finish off the whole look of the pumpkin. I'm going to use the brass doorknob for my pumpkin stem, and I'm going to just drill a hole that will accommodate the inner part of that doorknob. And then I'm going to put a little lace on that top section of the pumpkin as well. To cover up the raw edges of the lace, I'm going to just use these little medallions and place them all the way around that little ridge of the pumpkin.
And I think that's the perfect little touch. I think it's so pretty. And this is so your style.
It is so my style, and I absolutely am loving the way this pumpkin turned out. It's got to be my favorite. And I'm going to put a little bit of that E6000 glue right around the edge of that opening, that hole that I drilled, and then I'm going to put my little brass knob on there, and then I'm going to finish it off with a piece of vintage lace.
Okay, we are gonna work side by side on this one because we're both doing our own version of like a faux stone look.
Yeah, mine's a little different though, because mine is kind of copying a vase that I saw at Crate and Barrel.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really stone, but ceramics, but it was very textury.
Looks awesome though.
So yeah,
we're just gonna work side by side to show you both what we're doing. Guess I'll talk first.
you go ahead. I'm mixing
I
paint.
loved the way my pumpkins turned out so much from our last thrifting video that I decided to do it on this big one too. So if you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it after this one. I'm using the exact same techniques that I did with the smaller versions, but I'm basically just going to cover the entire pumpkin with drywall mud. I'm just using a little spatula here. I'm not going for perfection by any means. I just want to have this nice texture over the entire pumpkin. And obviously, one big reason is it's going to fill in this jack-o'-lantern face. So once I have everything on there, we're just going to let it be and let it dry. All right, guys. It's all, I was going to say putty. It is putty. Yeah, drywall, mud, putty, whatever.
Sure.
Okay, but I've also like paint myself in a corner. How am I going to get my hand out of this? I'm thinking I could let it dry on a candlestick or something, but how am I going to get out of here?
I'll go find a candlestick and we'll see what works.
Okay, let's see if this works. I don't know.
I don't know how you're going to get it started on there
I don't either.
without getting it messed up.
I don't know either. Okay, what if, guys? I'm just gonna touch it with my fingers just a little, and I'm gonna smooth it. Okay. Uh-oh, stay. Okay, let's see. Yes, now I'm gonna have to fix those, but give me a second. I'm scared. I don't want it to move off. Let's see. I'm gonna just...
You're putting a thing there anyway, a stem, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. That one may take a couple of days to dry.
Maybe. It is pretty thick. All right. Success.
Okay, I'm a little nervous about this. I am inspired by this vase that I saw at Crate and Barrel that was very textury. And so I got this wall texture, the orange peel stuff, and I thought I would spray it on here, but I don't know what is gonna happen. I messed around with it on the box for a second and I'm not sure. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Okay, so we thought this one might take a little bit longer to dry, but I just gave it that 24 hours and it seemed to work. So now we're just getting to the fun, dirty parts. We're gonna sand it a little bit. Again, I'm not going for perfection. I want these ridges and bumps to show. I just want it to be a little bit smoother, and you're gonna see how this is all gonna come together in the next step. And I'm also going to fold the sandpaper in half to create the ridges for the pumpkin, so it has more of that natural pumpkin look to it. But I'm going to start with a layer of paint. That is this Sculptor's Clay color. It's a really good neutral base. And then all the fun stuff happens after this layer's dry.
Okay, and I
Even though I sprayed the texture spray on here, I still feel it's not quite as textury as I wanted it to be. So I'm actually taking a little bit of salt wash and I'm just mixing it into my paint here. And I don't have any stir sticks, so I'm using a plastic knife.
Gotta get creative.
You
in the
gotta use
kitchen.
what you gotta, yeah, whatever you have to use to make it work. And I'm just gonna mix this in. This doesn't change the color of the paint at all. It's just going to thicken it up and it's gonna allow me to get some ridges in it so that I can get the texture that I really want on this first layer of paint.
Yeah, we have a couple videos we've used salt wash on, so you guys, we will link those in the description too if you want to check those out, because it's pretty cool stuff.
We have used it a lot.
Yeah, we have.
And I love to use it on vases and things like that. It just makes really a cool finish and it's super easy to do.
I've also done it on furniture. So.
Okay, I'm gonna check and see if this is thick enough. Okay, not. See, it's running.
You want it like frosting, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be
cake
a
batter.
little bit thicker. Put a little bit more in. You're going to be done with your side before I even get started. Oh well, it's okay.
It's not a race. We're just showing
Right.
two different things.
Right. And it's fun to, oh gosh, that color looks just like chocolate frosting.
It kind of does. Don't eat it.
I will not eat it. It doesn't smell like chocolate frosting. Oh, this paint color that I'm using actually is called Dirt, and it's just a furniture paint. And I actually used it on a lamp base to make it look like a Pottery Barn lamp. All right, I think this might be good now.
Oh, there's my timer.
I think that's good?
I gotta, yeah.
Okay.
I gotta fold my dough. Making sourdough.
I know, I was hoping for some round dots. I just don't feel like I'm getting that.
The look you want.
No.
It's just part of DIY. It's just figuring out what you want.
Well, I know what I want.
Well, okay, I'm figuring out how you're gonna get it.
Right, how am I going to get it?
Let us know if you guys are impatient crafters like us, because I'm tempted to go get the hairdryer. I want to get busy.
Let's get it done.
I might go get it.
That's all right. I'm going to need to, mine's going to have to dry anyway before I can flip mine.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's do the top side of these now.
Now I feel like it dried enough that I'm getting well, I still don't get the ridges that we did when we were doing your furniture.
Well, maybe you just had less in it. I don't know. I have to tell you guys too, this mud was put on my pumpkin very thick, and so it's cracked, but I love it.
I was so worried. I didn't want to
was.
touch it because I'm like, if I touch it, it might just crack right off. But it didn't.
It just makes it look all the more awesome. I love it.
It does. Good job for putting it on thick and letting it crack.
Well, I didn't know it would,
I
but I
know.
should have, like, after I saw it, I'm like, oh, right. Like, you should do, if you're doing, like, drywall.
Yeah, you do thin
you would
coats.
do thin coats, but I just wasn't thinking. It's fine. But I love the cracks. Okay, mine's done.
Oh, well.
It's fine. It's
Not
not a
fair.
race. Remember, it's
Yeah,
not a race.
it's not a race. It's not a race. I'm not done.
That really does look like you're pouncing chocolate on.
Chocolate frosting.
It's kind of funny. Or like baker's chocolate, because it's thick.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it is true. It's very thick. Oh, there was a nice big gob. Great. That's what I needed to finish it off. A nice big gob. Gob, gob, glob, glob. Oh. Did I say that
You
wrong?
said gob.
Okay, gob, glob.
Okay, now we
Okay.
wait again.
All right, we are ready to get going on our second coat for our faux finish.
Yep, so tell them what you're doing first, and then we'll tell them what I'm doing.
So I'm going to pounce on, this is kind of a taupey color. It's the same color Steph used for her beige. Her base, not your beige.
It is
I'm getting
beige.
a little tired.
Beigey.
Okay, but I'm gonna leave some brown spots showing. I am gonna pounce this layer too. And then I'll have one more layer that I'll put on. But I do want to leave some brown showing so it kind of looks like you've got
a clay pot underneath. That's kind of my goal. Now I did mix in a little bit of that salt wash, and that's only because this paint has a sheen to it. It's a satin finish, so it would have a sheen. I don't want this to have a sheen. And that just a titch of the salt wash will just knock the sheen out of paint. Okay, what are you doing, Steph?
Well, I am putting on a very watered down dark charcoal layer, and I'm gonna wipe it off, and it's going to leave that dark color in all those cracks and crevices, just giving a little bit of dimension. And this is just gonna be step 2. I am gonna do another step to just making it look a little bit more like stone. Let us know what kind of techniques you guys use to do like a faux stone, because we're always looking to try new things.
Absolutely. And this particular finish I've never really done before. I was just looking at my inspiration piece and looking at the layers of color and just decided, well, I would try this. And we'll see if it works.
That's how we DIY. We just jump in.
We do.
Sometimes we research things.
Well,
When it's important, we do. Stuff like this, you just try.
right, you just try it. And if you don't like it, you can just paint over and start over, right?
Yep.
Well, this finish covers up the jack-o'-lantern face really good.
Great.
Oh boy, I dripped paint on my floor and then I got it up there on the counter.
Oh dear.
Luckily, it will clean off the counter easier than the floor.
Better get busy.
Okay, we're ready for our third coat.
Yep.
This is our final coat for both of us. I have got just some white paint here, and Steph has white paint too.
I do.
Hers is watered.
Mine is watered down.
And I'm going to try this brush. This is a brush for lime wash, but I'm going to try to use this to kind of dry brush on. So I'm going to get a little paint, and then I'm going to rub it onto a paper plate, and then I'm going to just kind of drag it over. Cool. Who do you think will be faster with this coat?
It's not a race.
I know, but you know, isn't there just a little competition in you?
No.
No.
Normally, yes. I don't know. Today I'm just working.
All right.
You know I hate to lose. I am very
I know.
competitive.
She's so competitive.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Win at all cost.
You said it, not me.
Oh, by the way, the floor did clean up beautifully, but at least I didn't walk in it this time.
Yeah.
Have you ever walked in your paint after you spilled it? Oh, I did that one night when I was painting. I started about 10 o'clock, which is not a great time to start painting.
No.
And I was in my slippers, and I knocked the tray over of paint. I was rolling paint. And then I proceeded to walk through it and drag it into the laundry room. And I didn't even know I had walked in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's footprints all over the place. Oh gosh, yeah.
Please tell us you guys have spilled paint before. I mean, it's a normal thing, right?
Right, sure it is.
I think so.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving this coat.
Great.
This is just what I needed to finish her off.
Mine too.
And if I were to do this again, I probably would skip the orange peel because I felt like it didn't do as much as I wanted to, and I would just use the salt wash and get the texture now that I'm looking at the whole thing. But I thought it would be a quick, easy step to try.
Sure, and it was.
And it was. It just wasn't as textury as I was hoping it was going to be. Done.
Okay.
Okay. Just thought I'd mention that.
See, she's competitive too, guys. She has been wanting to race with these. She was feeling bad her first layer was taking longer, and I kept saying, it's not a race.
Yeah.
It's not a race.
And
now she wants to race.
all right, finished. Okay, I'm gonna clean up.
Okay, and mine is just really watered down white paint, and it's just gonna be same process as the dark watered down layer, but now we're just gonna give it kind of a whitewashed look. And I have concentrated the dark paint into all those crevices, but this is also just going to soften the whole look of it and kind of get in some of the grooves as well. So you have kind of some dark spots and light spots. It's looking cool. And I'm getting a new coffee filter with each time I apply paint. Otherwise, I feel like it has too much paint on it from the last wipe off.
Okay, now it's time to add a stem to this pumpkin, and I just cut a piece of wood off of a tree outside, and it's gonna be awesome.
It sure is.
I think it's just gonna look cool with the whole cement look, just wood, cement, you know, you get my vibes. And then after I let the hot glue dry for a minute, I'm gonna use some rope, and look how cute. It was just boinging. So I thought this is like the perfect little thing to tie around the pumpkin.
It is a perfect
It's
curly
so
cue with no
I
effort
know.
on your part.
I know, that was the best part. But it's so cute, you guys. I love it.
And for my stem, I'm going to use a real pumpkin stem that I saved from a pumpkin from last year. And I'm just going to secure it with a screw up through the bottom of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to add a couple of velvet leaves that I cut out of a scrap of fabric and just place them on with some hot glue and then finish it off with a piece of ribbon.
Honestly, I love the way both of these faux stone pumpkins turned out, but let us know which is your favorite.
For the next pumpkin, I am going to use this Velvet Crush flock. I actually bought this last year to make some Christmas ornaments, and guess what? I never used it. So this is the perfect chance to use it on a pumpkin. The first thing we're going to do is paint the pumpkin with the tinted adhesive. This is one of the pumpkins that we filled in the jack-o'-lantern face with the drywall mud, and then we have primed it.
Okay, coat 1 has dried on my tinted adhesive for the flocked pumpkin, but let me show you what I'm a little concerned about. This particular pumpkin, you can see that it was pretty recessed here to where the mouth was, and the nose and the bottom of the eye, this whole eye. So I think I'm going to probably have to put another coat of the drywall mud on there and kind of fix that up.
All right, it's all fixed now. It's all sanded and ready for me to put on a coat of that tinted adhesive. All right, I let that tinted adhesive dry for 1 hour, and now I'm putting on the second coat. I'm going to cover the entire thing, and then right as soon as I'm finished painting it on, we're going to sprinkle it with the flock. Okay, so it says to just squeeze the little bottle and sprinkle it on all of the wet adhesive. But I kind of
Wasn't coming out very
it
good.
wasn't coming out as fast as I wanted it to. So
Yeah, fast.
I just took the lid off and just sprinkled it on there. I am working over a cookie sheet so I can reclaim any of the flock that I don't use. And I ended up dumping the whole bottle. And then I'm just going to take some of the excess that falls onto my sheet pan there and just sprinkle it on there, coat the entire thing with the flock. And I ended up using about a half a bottle of the flock and adhesive. So it did go pretty far, and I've got enough to do another project.
Yeah, and guys, I have to say, the camera does not do justice on this pumpkin. It looks really cool in person.
It really
You can't
does.
see the flocking on the camera, but just know what flock is. It's a little fuzzy and fluffy.
And it looks like velvety almost. It has a really pretty, and the color is really gorgeous in person too. All right, I'm just going to finish it off with a doily. And I put a screw up through the inside, and then I'm just going to attach an old little knob from a kitchen
I
utensil
love it.
and then tie it with a pretty piece of ribbon.
It's so pretty.
So what do you think of the look of this pumpkin?
Okay, for this next pumpkin, I want to use this leather trim that I picked up at Hobby Lobby years ago. I got the whole pack for $6.27. I'm just gonna open it up. And I want to see if I need to do any prep work to fill in the face of the pumpkin. So you find the end here. Okay, I do think you'll probably be able to see the little divot around here. So I'm going to fill that in with dry mud before we get started.
Okay, this has been sanded and primed, and you know what? You can still see the face, but I think for this specific pumpkin, it's gonna be okay. So what I'm gonna do is just trim some of this trim a little bit thinner because I felt it was a little bit too wide. I wanted it to be about the same width of these pumpkin ribs. And so I just cut off one section of it and then I'm just gluing it onto the pumpkin. Super easy to do. And then you saw me cut at an angle so the top of that leather trim matches right up to the top of the pumpkin, and I'm just gonna glue that down into place. Okay, one thing we do want to point out too is that we are using the bottom of these pumpkin buckets as the top of our pumpkins. And so I'm just gluing another piece of this leather trim into place. I'm kind of working in like a cross section first to get the bigger parts of this trim on there. And then you'll see as I get working that I'm just going to fill in all of the little gaps. And as I get going around, I'm going to have to trim even smaller sections to fill any of those voids.
I think it looks so cool with the way it looks right now.
I do too. It just might be a little too dark for my coastal flair. We'll see.
Up, time to fold my bread again.
Okay, I also love the way this was looking, but I kind of felt like the leather was a little bit too dark for my style I was going for, so I'm just using paint and primer in one, giving it a couple of coats, and this is going to completely transform it, you guys. I can't wait for this to dry and get it styled up in my house. And for the stem for this one, I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue to an old chair spindle, and then I also cut out some leaves out of some extra denim. And I think this is so stinking cute, you guys. I love this little bit of blue on the white textured goodness.
And I think now that it's painted white, it reminds me of rattan or wicker.
Yeah, I love it so much better.
We're at it again, gonna work side by side on our next pumpkins. We're going to do like a decoupage kind of look.
Two different styles here.
Yes, and I always second guess myself. I've never done this before.
Well, that's why we're going to work together.
Yeah. So I kind of have a chinoiserie look that I'm going for. I'm just going to use these napkins we picked up on Amazon, and then I'm going to peel off. This just has 2-ply, so I'm taking that part off, and we're just going to use the pretty stuff. And we're both just going to cut our papers down into little strips.
Right, and I'm using tissue paper, and she's using napkins. So this is a little heavier weight, so I hope that this works like I'm planning. We'll see.
Because you've decoupaged before.
I have, but I've used napkins.
Okay.
And I've actually used decoupage papers, but I really liked this animal print, cheetah print tissue, and I thought it would make an awfully...
Is your vibe.
It is. Not only do I love florals, but I love animal print too, and I kind of like to just kind of mix the two together. I think it's kind of fun.
And I'm normally not like a flower person. Like, you know, my house is all stripes. I love stripes. But I do love this blue and white look. I think it's really pretty.
Well, and you know, there is the grandma coastal, and I think that does give you the grandma coastal vibe.
I agree.
So, and it's just an elegant, timeless look.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with it. And if I was doing this chinoiserie, I would be doing it black and white.
I'm sure you would. I might cut a couple of these a little smaller too. I don't know. We'll see again. I've never done it. I don't really know what I'm doing. It's going to be fine.
I think it'll be just fine. Random, random, random. We'll be fine.
Okay, just to let you guys know too, we did putty in the jack-o'-lantern face on these, primed and painted these white, but now we're ready to get to the fun stuff.
All right, let's go. I'm excited.
I'm nervous.
It'll be fine.
I know.
It'll be fine.
It's just one of those things, it's like, once you get in it, you'll be fine, but I've never done it, so.
You'll be fine.
Will I be fine? I don't know. See, she's got hers cut into smaller chunks and mine are bigger, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, because we have the ribs, I'm a little concerned. I'm going to just use my brush, I think, to push it down. Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to attempt one full section, see what happens. I feel like this is like an open mouth, tongue out kind of thing.
It's going to make it work better if your
I
tongue's
know what
open.
I'm doing.
Your tongue is sticking out.
Yeah.
You knew who was really bad at that? Well,
You?
okay, it's genetics. I was going to say my mother.
Yeah.
And my grandpa, her dad, was the same way when he was a woodworker, and he always had his tongue sticking out.
Helps you.
When he was working.
Okay, I mean, look, I have a little bit of wrinkles.
I think
that
you're fine.
fine?
Mine does too.
Okay, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Who said chinoiserie couldn't be wrinkle free? I mean, wrinkles. Have you guys done this decoupaging before? Really get my concentration face on for this. And I need to blow my nose.
I was going to say, do you need to blow your nose?
do.
It sounds like it.
Having some allergies.
So you just have yours in long strips.
I do.
Oh, now I'm wishing I would have not cut mine like that. Well, it is what it is.
Well, I need to go have a blow my nose break.
Okay.
I return. All better, I'm back.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
Good. Not too stressful or hard?
No. But I do feel like I'm concentrating more than other ones. I mean, I have seen people do this whole blue and white, cutting out the designs. That just seemed really tedious, so. But I think this is looking pretty good.
Okay, I guess I'll
Even
get
without
that one.
that step.
I'm wishing I would have cut in long strips like you
Okay.
did. I think yours is looking really good, and I think it's a lot quicker than what I'm trying to do. Random.
I'm just finding it hard on my hand to hold this with.
Yeah.
But why my left hand's struggling so much the last few days? That's my better hand. So you guys are pretty big crafters, we presume. Do you struggle with like arthritis and carpal tunnel and things?
All the gripping.
Yeah, it's not fun. I really need to get my surgery scheduled. But then how am I going to craft?
I know. Well, I'm going to have to be your hands as well as my hands.
I don't know. You have to do my sourdough, that's for sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Yeah, I would.
can't do it.
That's true. What would
Gotta
you do?
Teach somebody in my house.
Well, yeah, your kids could do it.
They could.
Oh,
What?
I just dipped the wrong end of my brush in that thing.
Cool.
I grabbed it and dipped the wrong side. That was good. That was really good.
You started your day drinking?
Oh my goodness.
Gold leaf might be pretty on these.
Do you think I might put a little bit on my leopard?
That was my idea.
Oh, yeah, but
Gold and navy.
oh, but gold
Yeah.
and cheetah
I know.
could be awesome.
You guys tell us. You
Would
want
it be
gold
awesome?
leaf or no? I actually want to make a lot more of these now.
Oh, you
Be
like
fun.
it?
Well, yeah. I think it would be fun to have a variety of sizes.
Oh yeah, that could be really fun.
Because it is pretty. And I think, what if I do like a gold like stem or,
Oh,
you know, bring it in the
yeah,
gold.
you could just gold leaf the stem itself.
Ooh, that's an idea.
That would be really pretty. I like that idea. And tissue paper works just as good as napkins,
Good to know.
because there's some fun printed tissue paper out there.
Okay, we're going to let these dry and then we'll do the top part. Okay, let's finish these up.
Alrighty. They are looking so cute.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, so working on these, just because it's something new and different for me, it is motivating me to tackle that big project in my living area that I've been putting off.
Awesome. Oh gosh, I've been waiting for you to do that,
Yeah.
to get on that forever.
Yep. I've had my walls taped,
Tape, masking tape.
painter's tape. It's
Okay.
masking.
Yes, painter's
For
tape.
6 months, you guys. I need to get this project done. It's like I'm so used to seeing the tape on the wall now.
You don't even notice.
I don't
it's there.
notice. Then we can bring these guys along, show them what we're doing,
That would be awesome.
do a little room makeover. Okay, I was also counting up how many napkins I've used, and I think it's just over 2 napkins to do this whole big thing. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, but it goes that far. I've just used 1 sheet of tissue paper.
That was a little, oh, timer. Gotta do my last bit of sourdough. We'll do that. I'm almost done with this, so perfect timing.
It was perfect timing.
Yep. Are you guys multitaskers? Like we are.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
I know. We've both been making fresh sourdough for the last 8 months.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, we learned in January.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's been great. I haven't bought store bread since.
I haven't either. It's wonderful. I love it.
Okay, done. Now I won.
I'm done.
Okay, I still won.
All right, you won.
All right, let's make room for this bread.
Don't you worry, I'm sanitizing the counter and I washed my hands.
All righty, let's get my bread ready. So, I'm no pro by any means, but we do have some good tasty homemade bread now. So those of you who are like more pro at this, don't judge. Because if I'm doing something wrong, it's fine. It's just fine. Okay guys, since we've all been pumpkin focused right now, I just had a crazy idea. What if I make this look like a pumpkin?
All right, I want to see this.
Okay, I mean, first we're just gonna do my normal shaping. Remember when we said we just don't research things and we dive into our things? This would be one of those moments because I don't know what I'm doing.
But it might be awesome.
It might.
It might be.
Let's see, I'm very
I'm sure
sticky.
It will taste great no matter
Well, of
what.
course. Okay, I'm gonna need some like baker's twine, I think. Pause. Okay, so never done this before, clearly. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm thinking though, if I like section this off, right? I don't want to have way excess.
Well, you can trim it afterwards.
I know.
You need to.
Let me just, that's oodles.
How many sections are you making in your pumpkin bread?
I don't know, haven't thought that far. Okay, first I'm gonna, oops, making a mess. I'm gonna bring my baking mat over here. I'm gonna cut some more. Maybe that many. And for those of you who are like good at this, you're probably laughing at me. It's fine, I can handle it.
Yeah, well, I want to hear it in the comments what you think of this.
Yep. Be like, you are not a baker. I know, I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna do that. How snug.
Well, it rises even when it's in the oven. So I don't know how snug you want it.
Just, do I tie
Well,
a bow or not?
I'm not it. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see.
This feels really strange. It's like I'm crafting on food. Never done that before.
Oh, when you make cupcakes or cakes.
Well, but I'm not good at that kind of thing.
Charcuterie board.
I don't do that either. This could look really fun or really stupid. Guess we'll find out. Don't worry guys, I did wash my hands before this, if you're wondering. Alrighty, gotta make it fun. See what we can do. I'm not very good at this, guys. This might just be stupid. I don't know. I actually have a neighbor who bakes all sorts of beautiful things like this and sells them. If I had her watch this, she'd be laughing her head off. All right, we'll see how that goes. It was kind of fun just like that. We'll see.
All right, to attach my stem, I am going to drill a hole in my bucket, and then I'm going to use a drapery finial that I had, and I'm just going to pop the little screw part through the hole that I drilled. And then I'm going to finish it off with a pretty piece of burgundy ribbon.
And I just love these doorknobs so much, I decided to put another one on for my stem.
So glad that I could provide those for you. They're all mine.
I know, she shares nicely. So I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue to attach that, and then to finish it off, I'm tying this beautiful green velvet ribbon on, and I think this might be my favorite. It is just like super pretty, and it's different for me. I don't like flowers, but I love it.
It is gorgeous. All right, so I want to know, whose style are you drawn to more, Steph's or mine? Okay, for this pumpkin, like the others, I've filled in the jack-o'-lantern face with the drywall mud, and then we sanded, primed, and I did, and now I'm ready to apply a coat of paint. I'm using kind of a terracotta color, and it's just a craft paint, and I'm just going to give it a couple coats. As I'm applying that second coat of paint, I am noticing that I can still see that jack-o'-lantern face. So I filled it in with a little more drywall mud, let it dry, sanded it, and then I can give it some more paint. Okay, now I kind of want to give it like a terracotta look, but maybe a little different. And I'm just going to water down some white paint, and I'm just going to kind of whitewash the pumpkin now. So I'm going to just apply it in a strip, and then I'm going to come back with a coffee filter and then just wipe it off. And I'm just going to continue this around the entire pumpkin. Okay, for this pumpkin, I'm going to turn it into a planter, and I picked up these purse handles at the thrift store, and I thought they would be super cute to attach them to my little bucket here. And I'm just going to attach them with a little strip of ribbon that kind of matches our paint color, the terracotta color, and just tie it in a knot. And then I finished it off with just some faux mums that I already had on hand.
All right, for my next pumpkin, I decided to do a planter as well. This time I'm going to use some jute, and I'm gonna start by measuring out 7 times the height of the bucket. So I am going to do a strip of this jute to that length for every rib section on the pumpkin. So in all, I think it was 14. Then I'm going to fold that long piece in half and then loop it up under this top piece of jute and pull it through so it kind of knots at the top of the bucket. And I'm going to repeat that at every rib section around the top of the bucket. Now that I have all the knots tied around the top edge, I'm going to hot glue them into place so that they'll stay put and won't wiggle around. Okay, this is where it's all gonna start to come together. I'm going to basically be tying square knots around this entire pumpkin, right over left, left over right. And as I go around this first row around the top of the bucket, I'm making sure to tie them all about the same length, which is, I'm guessing, maybe like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So this is super easy to do, just tying knots and moving along. Okay, now we get to move down to the next row. Again, we're just going to repeat this exact same process, and you just really want to make sure that you're keeping the same distance between each little section that you're making. Again, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, just to make sure everything looks nice and uniform. You also want to make sure to pick up one strand of the jute from each of the knots above so it makes this diamond pattern. Now that I've worked my way down, I'm gonna flip it over and I'm going to use hot glue to secure each of these knots to the bottom of the bucket. Then I trimmed the jute down a little bit and I'm gonna secure the edges down with some hot glue. And to finish this planter off, I'm going to add a purse handle that my mom picked up at the thrift store. Thanks for letting me use it, Mom. To make it be the base. And I just think that adds the perfect little touch.
All right, guys, here goes nothing. See if this works.
While the bread bakes, let's get these pumpkins styled in our homes. And you guys be sure to let us know which ones are your favorite.
Moment of truth, guys. Let's see if this bread looks ridiculous. Oh, you guys, I'm so proud.
Hey, it actually looks really good.
I might have to try stuff like that more often.
Every time we DIY together, I get re-inspired to try new things, even if one of them is sourdough shaped like a pumpkin. Thanks so much for watching. Which pumpkins were your favorite? Be sure to let us know down in the comments below.
And if you're looking for more fall home decor ideas, we think you'll like this video next.